Have you ever paused for a second to ask yourself the reason why this biggest two in the industry has been consistent, has been there without it being as though that nobody's competing with them? Have you ever asked yourself the reason why they are still there and nobody's making any effort to unalive them musically? Have you ever asked yourself the reason why it seems as though they dethroned every other person in the music industry and blended so very well with other cultures and the musical artists all around the globe? They fit so very well in these music industries, unlike every other Nigerian artist. Have you ever asked yourself this very question? Well, if you haven't, I'm here to help you out. Now, the reason why it seems as though that these boys are there currently without anybody trying to dethrone them is because of one thing. One thing they have in common: common sense. The musical common sense. The musical common sense is that you should be paying attention at all times to know exactly when and what is needed, what the public yearns for. That is it. If you're actually going with what they're trending in the Tupac days currently, it won't sell. So these boys have what others do not have: common sense and talent. Have you ever also asked yourself the reason why they regime them, no matter what they try to sing currently now, it no go make sense? Because it doesn't fit to what it is needed. It is because it is not what the public yearns for. When I mean public, I don't mean the Nigerian public. I mean the general public. And when did this shift happen? That is where COVID-19 comes in. In COVID-19, we were all confined in our homes. We were told to stay in our homes for our own health's sake. And it was enforced in such a way that if you actually come out, you're going to be punished for it. Now, that was the only time in the history of mankind that we shared something similar with prisoners. Now, when COVID-19 came into the picture in 2019, a lot of things happened. A lot of changes happened. Not only in the music industry, a lot of things happened. In fact, it was a blessing to too many people. It was also a curse to too many people. It was a blessing, a permanent blessing to too many people. It was also a permanent curse to too many people. Burna Boy is one of the people who it's a permanent blessing to. And this is because Burna Boy is a musical genius that understands that at some particular point in time, the public needs a different thing to maintain sanity. During COVID-19, our homeboy Burna Boy paid a lot of attention as a musical genius that he is, and understood that he needs to take advantage of this moment to reach the final stadium and get himself the flowers they've denied him for long. Because Burna Boy has been singing a whole lot of beautiful tunes to us, but the truth of the matter is that mankind is a very distracted being, and Nigerians is one of a kind that is so distracted in all phases of life. That is the reason why we catch cruise and forget that a lot of things are actually happening, that the country is also dying. Now, why everybody was actually confined in their homes in 2019 and we are told not to come out for their own health? These people couldn't handle the pressure. These people couldn't handle the heat of COVID-19, and they sought for different things to maintain sanity. That was when the music industry gained higher advantage over the football industry. You can tell yourself the truth by agreeing with me that it is not the same energy we invested in footballs those days that we are investing currently. Now, these days, you hardly see where football centers is actually situated because music replaced football during COVID-19. That was what people needed at that time to maintain sanity. That was when Burna Boy was discovered. Burna Boy also used that advantage and released wonderful tunes. That was almost what he was releasing then. That was when people paid attention. Because people paid attention, that was the reason why Burna Boy was figured out. What people use mostly then were streaming apps, audio streaming apps, and visual streaming apps like Netflix. But mostly, in order to maintain spirituality and sanity, sometimes music must be called to. So Burna Boy released the first song and people listened to him and they said, really, this young man. And when Burna Boy got the data that he got from the public, he went in again. Very busy young man, released even more. The whole world accepted Burna Boy. Don't you ask yourself the reason why the whole world is just embracing Burna Boy? The only reason why Nigerians are not embracing him is because see finish day. We know send our own last, you will come back. But the whole world is embracing Burna Boy and Wizkid because they have two things in common. They know what the public needs, they know when they need it, and they know how to serve it good. So Burna Boy came into light then because of that thing, because people paid enough attention. People wanted to get healed. And mind you that Afrobeat is one hell of a music genre. It is a very spiritual tune. It's a very spiritual genre that people need to heal. That is why currently, if you see people who you expect to trend that are not trending, two things are involved. It's either that we've actually gone past the days where they sing the kind of song that they sing, or that the person doesn't have talent at all. Currently, now, what that sells more is talent. This is the reason why these biggest two are existing. I'm not saying that they're the biggest two and others are not following. Others are following, but the distance these biggest two gave them is like running from Yanapaja to Australia, non-stop, no stop arm. Yeah, that's the point I want to make. Because as far as I'm concerned, we only have the biggest two. Burna Boy and Wizkid. Wizkid and Burna Boy. Burna Boy and Wizkid. There is no biggest three currently.
Now, next time anybody tells you about anything called a big three, yeah, tell them that there's only a big two, and then there's Burna Boy.
When the biggest three comes into the light, we will know. I will also welcome him. But currently, it is talent that is keeping these boys right now. We have actually shifted from noise making to paying attention to conscious music. And by talent, I do mean that you must have what it takes to compose lyrics that resonate with people. You must have what it takes to compose songs. You must have what it takes to comport yourself. You must know how to work with data, and you must also be professional in your musical career. That is why it seems as though that suddenly a lot of artists just got forgotten all of a sudden. No. Currently, we are at that level where conscious singers make more sense than every random singer. So if you're an up-and-coming artist listening to me, this is an expo to you. Know what you are doing currently. Know the kind of songs that fit into the time. Know the kind of songs that you are singing. Know the kind of team that you are having. This time around, if you like, sing from now till Methuselah comes back. If you're not investing consciousness in your music, if you're not paying enough attention to data, if you're not an attentive listener, and also if you don't have talent at all musically, come on, buddy. This time is not for you. Maybe wait for another time where we might shift. That is the reason why currently it seems as though talents like Jerick the Hustler, Odumo the Black are a star. Even Charlie Poppy I discovered right now. The reason is because these boys are standing alone. They are not singing like every other random singer. They are independent in their musical career. You might be surprised that I mentioned Charlie Poppy. Charlie Poppy is actually standing alone, and I love it for him. If you sing that in way they sing, if you compose that kind of thing, if you go to the composer, it could make sense. Like, people who accepted. Have you ever asked yourself the reason why people accepted him? I mean, him and his kind of music style. Now, talent too. It takes talent to do a lot of things that people find difficult to do. That's what I call talent. Now, if you are a singer and you don't seem to be serious currently, Afrobeat is a spiritual kind of music. It's a spiritual kind of tune. This is the reason why no matter what you people do, keep respecting Wizkid. That boy is like a grandfather to every other person. You know why? Burna Boy was able to scale through because he paid attention during COVID-19 and understood what people needed that time. That was it. But Wizkid already entered the US, conquered, sold Afrobeat. He was welcomed. But then it needed that balance. It needed a balance from another person, from another higher talent. That was how Burna Boy came and commensurated everything and made everything complete. And ever since then, it seems as though they understood the assignment even more than the American artists over there. This is the reason why they are the biggest two. So my respect to everybody making music out there. But we see your hard work, we see your effort as well. And I promise you that your efforts will never go in vain. Just do the right thing. Pay attention to what the big dogs are doing. I wish you well.